We also are going to show you something that probably is not in this book.
It's not in this book, no. This is quite frankly ridiculously bleeding edge. It is like a wickedly, wickedly cool desktop. You can actually get it for Ubuntu, Kubuntu. Some of the very recent distributions that have come out, like the latest Zuse, will actually include this. It's called XGL.
XGL. And it requires a high-end graphics card.
It requires a high-end graphics card. You are going to need a 3D graphics card, but you can do some amazingly, amazingly cool things on the
We've got
desktop.
Dave Ringer looking over our shoulder because he's going to shoot this screen. It's the only way we can get it. It's so advanced, even our own equipment can't get a picture of it.
Just can't
now,
scan
right
it.
now, it looks just like a standard desktop.
It really does look like a standard desktop, but right off the bat, I mean, if I start off doing some little things like this, like I move my windows, see the way they wobble like this?
That's cool.
You know, that's kind of cool. So right off the bat, that looks a little bit different. This is kind of neat as well. My windows are, you know, rotating around this really cool desktop cube. If I minimize something like this, now you've seen this sort of thing in, obviously in
Macintosh does it.
Thank you, Macintosh does it. But there we go. We bring that back up and so forth. I can play my videos and so forth. Now, the really neat thing is when it does the screen preview, you'll notice that the videos are still playing in the screen preview.
They do it?
And then, of course, I can take that guy over there. Now, this is one of those things that everybody loves to show off when they're doing this thing. So this is a strange little YouTube video that somebody posted of me. But check it out.
And you're bending it around the corner.
I'm bending it around the cube. And you can still see this thing playing around the cube.
I'm amazed because you're running this on a laptop. So it mustn't need a super duper SLI card. I mean, it's
well, the card
on
that's on
video.
here, the card that's on here is actually an Intel integrated graphics card. It's I forget the series.
Is it the 950?
950 or something like that.
So that's not the highest end.
It's not the highest end, but you do need a 3D graphics card because obviously, if you've got like a, you know, if you don't have the acceleration on the video card, it's not going to be able to handle any of these things. And you can do some pretty wonderful, freaky things like this. Like, for instance, if I close this application, you know, it catches fire and burns. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Everybody,
it's burning up the window.
Boom.
Oh, I would just sit there and open. This is not good for productivity. I would sit there and open and close windows.
This is not good for productivity. And by the way, what happens when I close the window there? These are
set all this stuff.
These are my visual effects here. I can go to the kinds of animations that happen, and I can decide. You know, it burns, it beams up, so it fades out. It looks like a transporter on Star Trek. I can make the cube multiple sides. I can invert the cube so it's inside it. I can make it transparent so you can see through the cube when you rotate it.
Show us the beam up one.
All right, well, let's do the beam up
effect.
That's for a close here. So let's close that.
Ooh, I like it.
Isn't that nice?
You know, I like that better than the burning because I feel like that's fun.
Wobbling windows. Now check it out. Okay, you can see the window decorations that exist there.
Yeah.
I can also change these on the fly. Look at the top of the decorations. And of course, people are writing.
Oh, look, it's Vista. Wait a minute. They have a little Vista transparency going on there. That's neat.
All sorts of different desktops, and of course, my wobbling window.
If you've got a Windows user who's using Vista who's saying, well, look at my beautiful Vista desktop, you say, well, look at my beautiful XGL desktop.
Yes, and let me show you, by the way, this particular version is called Beryl, B-E-R-Y-L, and Beryl, of course, is a type of gem of which there are multiple types and so forth. And this is what they're actually basing this thing on. Now, let me show you something else that's cool on the effects here. Effects, visual effects, there we go. 3D effects.
Okay.
Okay, I kind of like this one.
I thought we were getting 3D effects now.
Well, we are. But watch what happens when I rotate the cube now. So I rotate the cube.
Oh, the windows are stacked.
The windows are stacked, so you can tell which application is on top of which one.
So weird.
By the way, it's stacked. Isn't that cool?
I don't understand why they didn't do this in Vista. Just think, it would have made people really go crazy.
This is so over the top, and of course there's a plug-in architecture to this so that people can write all sorts of special effects plugins that they want.
Now, do you do this as your regular desktop or no? Is it too distracting?
From time to time.
Yeah.
Now, the version that I'm running, I'm running this so bleeding edge at the moment. I mean, it's stable. But if I'm doing something really important, no, it's not going to crash. Unless I'm doing something really
Then it will crash, of course. The minute you're writing a book chapter.
But it's wonderful. And sometimes I will run this all day long. I mean, it does affect your productivity in the sense that you go, oh, let me see what other effects I can turn on here and so forth. And there are so many
But a good way, I
things
think, to get somebody to try Linux if they're
and it's so beautiful. And like I said, you know, when you do the video over the corner and it's still playing and they can see that, people just sort of look at that and go, I got to have me that.
It's not on the book, but there are about 1,000 other programs that are free software, moving to free software from Marcel Gagne. That's his latest in the Moving To series. And XGL is available for free for download. We've